We've become quite adept at keeping our distance. We've got quite used to working from home. But parts of the economy need people to go into work, and the Prime Minister hopes to get us a bit closer to normality, perhaps in time for Christmas. So, although today's press conference was conducted remotely, he said he would soon drop the advice in England to work from home if you can.
Instead of government telling people to work from home, we're going to give employers more discretion and ask them to make decisions about how their staff can work safely.
The onus will now be on employers to decide whether to reopen workplaces. If the government doesn't have a view on whether or not it's safe to work from home or work from the office, how are employers supposed to make that decision?
The government certainly has a view about whether it's safe. And our view is whether that it is safe, provided employers have taken the steps that they need to take. Then employers working with their employees should be encouraging people to get back to work where that is right for that employee.
Watching the Prime Minister from Chester, these small business owners think he's ducking the issue.
And only ask people to return to
It just feels like the government aren't actually suggesting what we do. They are suggesting we think of what we should do.
Well, abdicating responsibility completely. Yeah. There's no guidelines, no instructions, no nothing to even provide a framework. You know, that was a blanket. It's over to you and your employees and the general public to find your way through this.
Although larger businesses are happier to have the choice.
At least there's a general sense of direction now and a clear sense of direction. And as I say, I like the fact that Boris Johnson is treating employers as adults and saying you have to have an element of discretion.
Now, employees are also supposed to have a say on whether they travel into work, but some may not feel that they do.
The worry is that workers are too afraid to exercise their rights if they're on low pay and insecure contracts, and that's why the government can't just leave it to the discretion of employers. This has to be about all of us stepping up, employers, unions and government, to make sure that workplaces are safe.
The new advice on going to work comes just a day after the Chief Scientific Officer said there was no reason to change the old advice. And today he had this warning.
It is inevitable as you get more contacts that you will see more cases. I mean, that's what happens. And that's therefore a consequence of anything that's done to release measures. Now, at the moment, we're in a position where things stay low and they look okay.
Whether it stays that way as restrictions are lifted depends on chasing down outbreaks. To that end, the Prime Minister announced a new target. By the end of October, he wants the capacity for 500,000 tests a day. Carl Dinnan, News at 10, Westminster.